Welcome to the new release spotlight for the week of September 5th, 2023. I am Lee Colazzo, also known as Mrs. Reader Pants, and today we are going to count down the top 10 for this week, starting with young adult and going all the way down to picture books. Our first featured book is Phoebe's Diary by Phoebe Wall. This is a realistic fiction book. It does seem like it would be based on her, like a memoir or whatever, because it is based on her real life diary when she was a teen, but it's actually realistic fiction. This looks really fun. This is the awkwardness of being a teen, crushes and theater, and just dealing with the normal ups and downs of being a teenager. This is got 2-starred reviews and is recommended for grades 10 through 12. Our next featured title is Yaki Delgado Wants to Kick Your Ass. This is the graphic novel version of the Pura Belpre award-winning book that came out, I think, around like 2013 or so. I read this, the novel was wonderful. Definitely loved it and would love to read this graphic novel as well. This one is about a young girl named Pity, and she is a new student at school, and she gets a note in her locker one day that someone who she doesn't know, named Yaki Delgado, wants to kick her ass. She doesn't think too much of it at first, but as the story goes on, she is increasingly harassed and threatened, and it changes everything about her whole life, her whole demeanor and everything. This is recommended for grades 8 through 12, and it had no starred reviews for this, but the actual book had loads of starred reviews, and I know it was an award winner. So definitely want to get this one for your library. It looks awesome. Okay, moving on to number 8. This one's a little difficult to explain, so I will do my very best. This is The Spirit Bares Its Teeth, and every year I try to choose a Halloween book or two to read, and I think this may be my one this year. This is horror, particularly gothic horror. It is set in the Victorian era in 1883. This is about a trans boy named Silas Bell, who is a violet-eyed 16-year-old person. So in their world, if you have violet eyes, you are able to talk to the dead and you become a medium. Silas is going to be forced into a marriage, and so he runs and escapes from that, but ultimately is diagnosed with some sort of madness, like a medium madness, and he's sent to a sanatorium. So there are spirits that start talking to him and asking him for help. So this looks really interesting. It is rated for grades 10 through 12, and I did read in the reviews that there is body horror in it, so I'm guessing that it's quite violent. I do plan to read this and review it, so I will let you know soon on that. This also got 2-starred reviews, so and I love this beautiful cover. So yeah, looks great. Okay, our next title is number 7. This is Mascot by Charles Waters and Tracy Sorrell. This reminds me a bit of Avi's Nothing But the Truth. It is set just outside of Washington, D.C., and you can tell from the cover that what this is going to be about. This is that's clearly very similar to the Redskins, the previous mascot that they had, and it's covered up there. So this is a school assignment, and it's told from multiple perspectives. It's a controversial topic, not only for this town, but also in real life, because this is ripped right from the headlines. This is about a school that the teacher assigns the students to discuss pros and cons of changing a Redskins style mascot in their area. So this reminds me of Nothing But the Truth, because that one also was told from multiple perspectives and was quite controversial material with the boy. He was singing the national anthem too loudly and got in trouble, and it caused this whole big stink in the neighborhood. So this one is recommended for grades 5 through 8, and it got 2-starred reviews. Okay, for number 6, we have The Spirit Glass. This is a middle grade fantasy and adventure story about a young lady who is able to not really go between the spirit world and the human world, but she can communicate with the spirit world. And she is able to communicate with her deceased parents one day a week using something called a spirit key. Sorry, a soul key. So the soul key, when her powers come into full fruition, she's hoping to be able to bring her parents back from the dead fully, so that she doesn't have to use the key anymore. But for now, she has to use the soul key, which ends up stolen by a vengeful ghost, and is something that causes an imbalance between the spirit world and the human world. And so the young lady has to create a new soul key, and she has to figure out how to do that. This is Publishers Weekly Start and is recommended for grades 3 through 7. Book number 5 is a graphic novel. Saving Sunshine is about a pair of Muslim American twins, a boy and a girl, who have been bickering and insulting each other and arguing, and it's just been chaos in the home. And they've been doing this for a long time, and the parents are absolutely fed up. So they go on a trip to Florida, and the parents tell the two twins that they have to just be together. They have to learn how to be together in Florida, and that's what they make them stay together. So while in Florida, the two twins, they're not happy about this, but they have to come together when they find a sea turtle that needs their help. So this one is realistic fiction and a graphic novel, and it is recommended for grades 3 through 7. It is also Publishers Weekly Start. And on to number 4. Nothing Else But Miracles is about a family in New York City's Lower East Side during World War II. It's set in 1944, and the children in the family, their father has gone off to fight in the war. Their family is living in a neighborhood where the community has done a great job coming together to help each other out during this difficult time. But there's a new landlord threatening the family's ability to stay in their home, and he's not a very nice landlord. So the little girl, she's 12, she finds a secret staircase that leads to an abandoned hotel. So she is going to attempt to figure out how she can use this abandoned hotel to help her family out of their situation. This is recommended for grades 4 through 7 and is Publishers Weekly Start. Our number 3 pick today begins our picture book selections. Remember that this countdown is not based on like number 10 is good and number 1 is great. These just go in order from young adult to picture books, and they are my top picks for the week. So 3, 2, and 1 are all picture books. The first one we have on the list for in position number 3 is What's Inside a Caterpillar Cocoon. And this one is exactly what it sounds like. It is an informational picture book about the life cycle of caterpillars and moths and butterflies. What's interesting here is the illustrations. They have illustrated 80 different types of species of caterpillars and moths and butterflies. So students can really have some fun poring over the illustrations and looking for some illustrations that are also in a Seek and Find section at the end. This is recommended for grades K through 4 and is Kirkus and SLJ starred. On to our number 2 pick. This is also a picture book. This is actually a picture book autobiography, which you don't see too often, about an artist, a real artist, Nicholas Smith, who uses his artwork to highlight social injustices. So this one is great for art classes and mural, discussions of muralists. This one is Kirkus and Publishers Weekly Start and is recommended for grades preschool through 3. And our number 1 pick for this week is also a picture book, and this is An Ofrenda for Perro. And Perro in Spanish means dog, so this is a memory sort of altar for a dog that has passed. I'm a big fan of dogs, so these kinds of stories always tug at my heartstrings a bit. So this is about a Hispanic family celebrating Dia de los Muertos, and they have an ofrenda for a dog that has passed. Oh, this was so sweet. I love there's a lot of Dia de los Muertos traditions in here. You can see from the cover there's a sugar skull, and then like the paper cuttings up at closer to the top. This is recommended for grades preschool through 3, and it is Publisher's Weekly Start. And there you have it for our number 10 through number 1 countdown for the week of September 5th, 2023. I am hoping to do another video like this next week. I'm still kind of finding my feet on how I want to do these. You can look at my YouTube channel and see that there have been different ways that I've done the new release spotlight videos. I just need to find a way that works really well for me. This one seems to be the best one I've got so far. So anyway, if you would like to see all the new release spotlights, I have an archive going all the way back a year. These have actually been something that I have done since 2016, but I only keep them for the past year because they're really not relevant probably not after a few months. So you can see that at www.readerpants.net, and I hope to see you next week with the next Top 10 Countdown. Have a great week, everyone.